Welcome in to this week's episode of Unrolled Stories, a D&D campaign set in the world of Elvoria. We're back with these wonderful humans, sadly down enigmatic Paladin, to roll some dice, attempt some questionable accents, and hopefully tell a decent story. Standard announcements at top. If you're looking for dice or wooden tabletop accessories for your games of D&D, Daggerheart, or any other board game tabletop game that you're playing, go check out Dakota Irish, grab yourself 10% off at checkout with the code TheWelshDM or following the link in the description below. Great products. I have them all over my desks. Go support. A reminder, you can listen to episodes of Unrolled Stories as a podcast for all your commuting needs. If you do give the episodes a listen over there, don't forget to like, review, etc. so other people can try and find the podcast as well. And speaking of podcasts, if you're into Daggerheart, come check out Daggerheart to Heart. Me and Nico de Gaio, another Daggerheart creator on this fine website platform, have started a brand new podcast discussing all things Daggerheart. It's cool, it's fun, it's weird, it's very high energy. We hope you enjoy. In this game, however, taking it back to D&D, we make use of the Reimagined Classes written by myself, available on the DM's Guild as a bundle, giving you a discount to embody Balrick, Lesley, Aderyn, or Ximori at your tables, and the unbridled power and chaotic energy therein. And as always, all NPC art and the character art on screen was done by Aaron Angelini. You can go support them on their Art Venturing Guild on Patreon and get yourself a bunch of NPC art packs as well. And Chibi battle map art, when we do use it, was done by WeTheDreamingDesigns. So definitely check those artists out and remember to support real artists. I think that's everything. So, I think it's time to continue telling our story. Previously, having saved the people of this fair city of Andamon from the sudden and terrifying assault of ghosts and shadows, you took some time to grab some drinks in the Golden Moon Tavern where you'd been staying for the longest time, and discuss everything that had been going on and your next moves. Somewhat with Cyric, before Cyric headed off into the now very heavily raining night. At which point the castigators arrived, and you lot, smartly, ran. A excellent use of their gorgeous looks and charismatic talents, giving you a exit out the basement from Lesley. You were able to disappear into the city and eventually go find Rune, Ximori's old fighting pit mate, and crash at their gym down in the Ebullient Wharf, where you stayed for the night and had, let's say, a fierce debate about what you were going to do next, which basically boiled down to, we don't know anything, and that makes us extremely scared and we don't know what to do. You essentially decided to, if nothing else, go grab your magic items and try and find a little bit more information as to what was going on in the city, especially since it seemingly had gone into full-on lockdown, with storm crests now on the gatehouses throughout the city and everywhere being shut. You did successfully get your magic items, iron stones, fixed crystal lanterns, and a very beautiful shield. But before you could go and really do anything with it, you were put under arrest is not the correct terminology.
Acquired
by not just the scale guard, but by the fully steel-plated figure of a Jade Cloak, the personal bodyguards of the Imperial family. You were forcefully, sternly marched across town, much to seemingly the annoyance of the castigators, who also seemed to be awaiting you as you exited the magic shop, and headed over to the Heart Ward, and then eventually to the Imperial Palace within. The Ji Shen Palace, a beautiful edifice that in no world did any of you who are actually from the Empire ever imagine you would be allowed to actually enter. Simply being up close and being able to see the beautiful decorations on the white marble walls was stunning enough. But you were taken through the gates by your very heavily armoured Goliath-sized police officer.
Guide.
Guide. Let's go with guide. Through the gates of Ascension, winding through gentle gardens with purple-leafed trees and white pebble pathways, a few kind of koi pond-like things scattered around, and eventually to a building. Beautifully crafted, but relatively simple in its design. White stone framed in black wood. You were told to make sure you were properly respectful for the situation you were about to find yourselves in, as the door was opened by the Jade Cloak and you came to find yourselves in a room none of you ever thought you would ever be in, which is where we will pick up. You find yourselves standing in a simple but exquisite room. Paintings on soft white walls with purple and dark wood furniture arranged artfully. Skylight windows angle up to point up to the morning clouds, and behind you looms the ominous plate-armoured Jade Cloak that brought you here. But you're not really paying attention to all of that, as your attention is instead fixated on the individual sitting in front of you, at a low table poring over a number of reports and scrolls, their broad shoulders wrapped in the same clothes you saw him in at the parade yesterday. Their bronze scales taking on that jade tone of the Imperial family as they reach their middle age, fur wreathing their face and covering their nostrils. Taizi Malachi Teotzadan, heir to the Imperial Throne and descendant of the Jade Dragoness herself, sits before you. What do you want to do?
Thump just falls into a bow. A really awkward bow.
Tauri will not necessarily take a step further forwards, but kind of end up more at like the point of the group. And you'll see her do this very articulate motion with her hands in a specific series of movements that ends up in her hands forming the shape of a dragon's snout and like its eye ridges. Before she gives a deep bow because she's not in a skirt, and then drops to one knee.
Aderyn will copy them and bow by curtsying, and she's gonna like look around the room, like looking to see if she sees anything.
Roll me a perception check.
I think it's from where sort of Ximori's bowed, sort of looking up slightly and sees other people taking a knee, just sort of also takes a knee and just kind of stays there.
Interesting. That is 16. Where is not?
Take everyone's lead, and we'll take a small bow, but it's not. It's a much more awkward and not like a comfortable one.
21.
21. Lesley, anything from you?
Lesley will do quite a flamboyant bow, as is customary in the South. But also, is Lesley detecting like a vibe from the person in the mask? Is there like something there?
Roll me an insight check.
While that happens, Arquen just awkwardly bows with a clatter.
Yes.
And then like slightly
And then
trips,
freezes.
and then ends up on one knee, completely like
Yeah,
a
you
statue.
hear the wood creak and then stop.
And then his eyes seem to start spinning around in a sort of multicolored beach ball kind of effect.
So that was insight.
This-
It's 17.
I will cover the insight first. The insight, what you get is that is a figure paying hyper attention to everything that's going on, specifically you six. Like, all of you can feel eyes boring into the backs of your skulls to make sure you don't do anything.
He's obsessed with you, Lesley.
Readjust the like trousers so it's like a nicer view.
Okay. Aderyn, you notice, you kind of look around this room. Your assessment that this room is, for lack of a better term, like an office. It is like the working space, the place that the Taizi would accept petitioners or talk to various high-ranking other members of the city and the empire itself. It is not like personal quarters or anything to that extent. There is a map of the city, highly detailed on one wall. A number of pieces of artwork of scenery from around this kind of section of the coast as well, including one you don't recognize, but Tauri, if you looked at it, you would assume is of the Imperial Palace up in the mountains, which is actually the spiritual seat of the Empire rather than perhaps the autocratic one that you find yourself in.
Elemental one.
Yes, Haisu Palace, specifically. And with a 21, you also kind of take a look at Malachi. This is a man who has not slept. And across the desk, well, you can't necessarily pick up exactly what the details are. It does appear to be a number of, like, reports that have come from many different hands. Seemingly coming from across the city, across different functions of the city that he has been poring over. He kind of like finishes up writing or reading what he's writing, hands something to an attendant nearby, and says, "Make sure this gets to the general." Passes that off. The attendant disappears off, and then he looks up to see all of you in various states of kind of reverence. Your reputation precedes you. Please, find them seats. I would not have them rest there the entire conversation. A few kind of simple, wide but low chairs are brought out for you to sit on the other side of the desk that he's sitting at. The Jade Cloak does not leave.
Sort of awkwardly, like an animal that knows it's being watched. Like when a dog's done something a little bit wrong, and you're like hyper vigilant of it. Ximori just kind of gradually eases into the chair.
There are men. Go on.
Sit. I'm just gonna sit.
There are many parties in this city that are quite interested in all of you, and you are not so simple to find. Until this morning, that is.
Do these parties say why we are so interesting?
I think you can discern that for yourself, rather than needing my opinions on that. The church, for one. The college has interest in you. Even the custodians of Long have shown a particular fascination, which is rare. And I, too, have taken an interest in your presence in my city. I wish to know exactly who I am dealing with. So, please, introduce yourselves to me.
Balrick, what do we do?
We will start and go, Imperial Prince, I am Tauri Silverhammer of Stoneshore.
Got it. Imperial Prince, I am Ximori Malacanti of the Brecklian Fields.
Imperial Prince, I am Aderyn hail from Riverhold, down south. Daughter of Von Barley.
Mm-hmm.
Balrick Forreston from the north.
Ulrich Forreston from the north.
Balrick, you sounded really far away for a second.
It's his height, you know.
Like he was in the north.
You've got a really long torso, Balrick.
Balrick Forreston from the north.
So there we go. Sorry, there we go.
Lesley Pratt from the south, your royal princeness.
Arquen gives.
And that's Arquen.
A fascinating troop to wander into the city. Are you accustomed with each other? And where is the companion that you brought into this city?
Are you referring to mine?
I'm referring to the symbol of our empire that follows you.
Balrick dies and does a really, really harsh whistle. Very loud whistle. And flying above the sky is Dirk, who will plummet down.
There's a... Outside, you see the Jade Cloak immediately draw both of the like heavy steel batons from their waist and like spin and immediately threat assess. And like you feel one of them from you doing that whistling, like one of the batons just rests on your shoulder, Balrick, where you're sitting, just basically threatening, just not so subtly in terms of like, what are you doing?
You'll have Tauri just let out a little sigh and just go.
I would certainly like to meet this friend of yours.
Well, will your friend let him in?
Your Royal Highness.
Your Royal Highness.
Marcus, I'll be okay for a moment. Open the doors. You see that the baton gets slowly lifted off your shoulder, Balrick. The doors open and then Derek is like standing outside and immediately like sees this large armored warrior, and Derek's like hackles rise. You see the kind of floating scales just kind of spine up slightly upon his ridge.
It's alright. There you go. You've met him.
Perhaps it is indeed a sign that perhaps you are at least worth my time. There are plenty of accounts that have been handed to me that the 6 of you were directly involved in the spectral assault that occurred at the Atlas Gates yesterday evening. I would appreciate to hear your side of the story.
The gates was where we were.
Yeah, it
Not-
was where the storm occurred.
Not somewhere separate.
No,
just
the
to
Atlas
confirm.
Gates are the main gates in and out of the city.
Which is where we were in the thing watching the parade. Cool. I just wanted to confirm that where we were staying was that location. Imperial Prince, we were guests of a nearby lodging watching the parade as you went through. Once the assault started, we felt we couldn't stand on the sidelines and did what we could to help.
Why?
Start with, it was the right thing to do. We could help and protect people who couldn't protect themselves.
There are paid soldiers of this city, paid guards, that ran in terror. And on some level, I do not blame them. And yet, you willingly dove to save, in some cases, for some of you, people you have no affiliation with, to protect a city you are not from. Am I to believe you all did this out of the simple kindness of your hearts, the merit of your values?
I can only speak for myself, Imperial Prince, but that is why I helped and supported my companions here, as they are more of a front line than myself.
Didn't really seem right to sort of let people die if you can do something about it.
I don't want to do the
princess.
wrong thing. When the eyes are watching, I don't want to do the wrong thing.
What eyes are watching you, lady?
The dragon.
I think she just means, in general, the eyes of
Yeah, dragoness.
Ness.
Sorry.
Roll me a deception check. I will give you advantage with Lesley jumping in.
Deception.
Aderyn's on the get executed speed run.
Yep.
Sorry, what was the title?
17.
17. Have you come to appreciate her guidance since your time in this empire then? You say you were from the south.
Yes, actually, I came here to learn more about the dragoness and the teachings you have about dragons, and I would actually have questions to ask you if you would like to answer about it. I'm sure as part of the royal family, you are in contact with the dragoness, right?
You literally have Tauri screaming in her head. Stay on fucking topic. No.
He kind of gives you a look, and then with the casual air of superiority that only a royal can have, just essentially uses their eyes to discard that question and move on to someone else. Well, since you seemed braver than many, I would ask you what you knew.
Scary ghost things attacking people. That's about what I needed to know, really.
Nothing more.
We knew nothing of
Nah.
the attack other than when it happened.
I would like you to roll me a deception check, please, Tauri.
Am I? Right.
You've come across ghost attacks far ahead of that assault. You have suspicions with the Compass Knights, etc. You have information.
Ximori's not deceiving, they just genuinely haven't put 2 and 2 together.
Well, Ximori has avoided the entire Knights Compass arc.
24.
24. So, no measure of inquiry or pre-planning in anything. Just simply 6 kind-hearted heroes seeking to help others in times of dire need. Is that what I'm to understand of your troop?
I mean, not to disagree with you, Imperial Prince, but I wouldn't call us heroes, but we try to help people where we can.
There are also 7 of us. Lesley will pointedly look at Derek.
And Tauri, in the back of your head, you hear, I thought we agreed we were going to be heroes now.
Yes, but we weren't yet. Also, it's self-aggrandizing if you call yourself a hero.
At that point...
I sit and think about what aggrandizing means.
At that point, an individual walks into the room. Sorry, just... Yes. No, not the notes I want. What I want. Yes, a middle-aged human man walks in. Tauri, you might recognize him to be Tamatai Warder, the Dean of Louisiana College. Walks in, shown in by an attendant with a kind of written up scroll. Imperial Prince, the research you requested has been provided. I'm prepared to answer any questions you may have about the incident. At which point the prince kind of like regards that individual and then turns to the rest of you and he goes, Dean Warder, I have in front of me the individuals who were perhaps most up close with the incident. It would be good to cross-reference your findings with theirs. So, what was your understanding of what occurred? If you would please tell me from your first-hand accounts.
From my side of things, Imperial Prince, we could see, for a better term, ghosts or wraiths attacking people. My companions, who are better fighters than I, went down onto the ground to protect and hold back while I used what magic I'm allowed to support them directly. While that was happening, I was able to see where some of them were coming from, and when they attacked me, I ran away, I suppose, in some ways, from the ones that were attacking me to where they were coming from, and saw runes of abyssal. It's abyssal? That felt out of place considering where we were, and I took a gamble and struck through the runes in the hopes of stopping them from appearing where I was.
The rest of you, any particular insights about the nature of the threat?
Well, at a certain point, I mean, I was fighting a tangible thing, but at a certain point, it felt like I wasn't there, and instead I was back in a memory, in a really unpleasant memory, but it felt very real, and it profoundly affected me, and that doesn't usually happen when I'm fighting. I don't know if anybody else felt anything like that.
The Dean kind of looks over his notes during this entire conversation. Some of what they're suggesting does seem to cross-reference with certain elements of study we have found, pertaining to spectral entities able to dredge up haunting memories in individuals. There is much more research besides this. Thank you, Dean. I will look over it in due course and return with any future further findings that you uncover. The Dean kind of like puts them down and is ushered back out of the room. At which point he turns, the prince turns back to you. So, to sum up, you saw innocent people in danger, people you have no personal connection to, and yet you were willing to jump to their aid, were affronted with entities you do not understand, drawn from a source you did not comprehend, and faced with terrors from your own past, and yet you continued to fight. Does that sum up the entire actions of your troop?
Well, when you say it like that.
Yeah, when you put it like that, your Royal Prince, we sound like idiots. Ximori and Lesley at the same time, like, oh, are we dumb?
We're not heroes, we're idiots.
Oh no.
No.
Now, what that sounds like to me is folk heroes wishing to make a name for themselves. Folk heroes wandering around with a symbol of the Dragoness, a patronage. What is your ambitions? Why did you come to this city in the first place? You can all kind of tell at this point that he's like leaning forward and staring each of you in the eyes. There is I'll tell you what, all of you roll me insight.
Do I have any spooky bonus from my spooky passenger?
Yep.
26.
16.
16.
12.
Balrick? Tauri and Ximori. Perhaps you understand it best of all being from the Empire. There is a strong, like, are you making a political statement here? Are you angling for not necessarily
something.
Rebellion, but like, are you trying to build a cause? Are you trying to build a momentum in some political justice kind of process? Like, he's pushing, like, are you here to cause problems from a hierarchy's point of view?
Could you just remind me what he said exactly again?
You've turned up, acted like folk heroes, with a physical embodiment of a divine being at your side, and leapt
Why
to the
are you
defense
here?
of a city in an attack that no one knew was coming.
I think Ximori just
Why are
sort
you
of
here?
turns to Tauri.
For myself, Imperial Prince, the biggest reason I came here was to go to the library to do research. I've found a book on old runes from my homeland and I was hoping to see if there was more information about it. This seemed like the best place that I could think of from my school in here.
That answers one of you why you are here.
Not really here to sort of start a political movement or anything, if that's what you're thinking with the whole dragon and everything. But I just want to do some good in my life now, because I didn't have the best of upbringing. Well, I had a good upbringing, but I'm getting off track. I want to help people if I can, and I think that I can do that best with these people.
Roll me a persuasion check, Ximori.
That is a 16.
Did you want to use inspiration, or are you happy with that?
I mean, it's a 15 on the dice. I don't think I'm going to get much higher than that.
Fair enough. Just thought I'd put it out there. Then perhaps you are useful to me.
All we can ever wish to be.
Those of you not from here, what is your perception of my station, of my family?
Once again, Tauri is screaming in her head. Don't say anything bad. Don't say anything bad.
Not to say anything bad. Initially, great fascination and respect and awe at the idea, but the more time I spend in the Empire, the more confused I become about certain things. Which, again, not to sound bad, it is no critique. I do not understand things enough, but there are certain things happening in the Empire that I don't understand why the royals allow.
Enlighten me.
Again, not to sound bad, I am an outsider to these affairs, but I am here to seek knowledge on dragons, and if there is something that has become abundantly clear is that dragons are almost synonym with magic. And it therefore confuses me that a nation led in worship to the great dragoness should so harshly fight against those born with magic when they perhaps cannot help it.
And you think that is the role of the Imperial Throne to dictate?
What do you dictate otherwise?
We are given the divine responsibility to protect and guide the peoples underneath our ancestor, but it is of the church to dictate and detail how one can worship. We are a complicated, intertwined society. But we have our own responsibilities, and the line must continue. I would like one of you, either Tauri or Aderyn, to roll me a persuasion check. This is a pretty crux moment, based on the conversations that have just happened. I don't mind which.
And can we ask who's better?
You can discuss amongst yourselves. I don't particularly mind. I'm happy for meta.
I'm +7, but my rolls are.
I'm +10, and I have
Go for it.
inspiration that I can use.
Go for it.
Okay.
Bard out, Tauri. Bard
Right,
out.
I don't trust the dice that I just rolled, because it just rolled a 19, which means it'll probably
Yeah, it's
roll
going to
low.
flip to a 2. Yeah.
Exactly. So let's roll this first dice.
That's how statistics work, right, Chris?
If I
The
use,
dejected look of...
if I use
The maths
inspiration,
teacher.
is it advantage or is it just re-roll?
It is a reroll. I always say it's a reroll, and then you can choose which roll you want. It is not a reroll
Okay.
and get rid of it.
So I rolled a 15. So
Sure.
I'm just going to see if I can roll higher.
Yeah, go for it.
I can't roll higher because it landed on dice and fell off and went to a 1. So 25.
We'll take the 25. He kind of sits there, just kind of glancing at each of you, clearly weighing up a decision on his mind. And as he seemingly comes to a decision, wandering in from the back chamber is 2 individuals, 2 Dragonborn. Perhaps the one that initially catches your eyes for being a brighter spectacle, I should say, is an elderly golden Dragonborn. They have their ringlet their dreadlocks that gold Dragonborn tend to have are like festooned with jade rings and piercings all the way throughout, and they are wearing the cloud white robes of a member of the Jade Knight Church. Specifically, maybe Tauri, I don't know, but from like the level of rank, this is a very high ranking member of the church. How high, you're not entirely sure, but very.
At least head of the cathedral here, kind of.
I'll tell you what,
Minimum.
you can roll me
boy.
religion. You can roll me a religion check. Ximori,
I
you can
don't.
too. You're at least within the religion.
No, I know nothing.
I got a
I got a 9.
Yeah.
10.
10. Neither of you kind of recognise what the symbology means, but the way that they're dressed is clearly very upstanding. Beside them, however, is a more refined sight to your eyes. A gorgeous, pale green scaled dragonborn. Long serpentine neck, flowing pale blue dress. A figure you all recognise from the parade yesterday as Malachi's wife, Polyxena Teotihuacan, who comes in, and with your passive insight, Tauri and Aderyn, you can clearly see she is stressed and worried. Aderyn, I think you would perhaps recognise it best. It is the look of a mother who is worried about their child. And then you see they're in kind of deep conversation, and Polyxena comes over to her husband, sits down in the small chair next to him, and just leans over and just goes, "My dear, have you spoken to them about..." And he turns to her. "I was just getting to it. I believe they are earnest in their ambitions, and if anything else, clearly have some element of fortune and faith walking beside them. I am sure you are wondering exactly why I had my custodian bring you here. I wish to hire you in the utmost manner of discretion. Before I go any further, either you walk out now, or you are sworn to secrecy on the matters that are about to be explained to you."
Harry makes no movement whatsoever.
Tauri hears in the back of her head, "Our first clients are royal. This is really good for business."
Tauri goes back in like you kind of feel it like as a needle, kind of like trying to like direct it purely into your head. Of they just said we have to keep it secret, nobody will ever know.
Oh. I mean, we should help, yeah, guys. It seems like a good thing to do.
Your Highness, can we have a moment to discuss privately?
Certainly.
Oh, yeah.
At all. Can we get into
You see Malachi stand up with Polyxena, and they walk off to the back of the room. They stay in the room, and you are not allowed to walk out of the room. Just kind of like separate corners, where the three of them in a corner kind of have a hushed conversation, where you can clearly see that the priest is essentially trying to offer some sort of guidance and kind of moral
Support.
Comfort.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we should help, right? I doubt they'd sort of...
ends? What could we do for a royal family?
I know, probably something good though, right?
I mean,
It wouldn't be like, hey, I want you to politically assassinate someone. Although we probably could do that.
Alright, more consider this. This is a group of people that can pay anyone any amount of money. They have armies at their command. Why do they need us?
Because we're an unknown.
Sensitive.
Whatever they need our help for, if we get found out, it means nothing. We're not affiliated with them in any way.
It means it's high risk.
Not necessarily.
High risk means high reward. And spiritual rewards, obviously.
I can just imagine Ximori looking back at the priest after he says as he says that.
I say that and like see the priest at the corner of my eye, like, and good things. Could do good thing. Good.
I would like to do this. We might learn a lot.
I agree.
Gethin, does the royal would we know if the royal family have any pull with the castigators?
I mean, to an extent, they're the ultimate authority in the Empire, and castigators by standard, like the castigator branch, the entity of them were given imperial authority, so they answer to the Imperial Throne over anyone else.
Maybe this could be a way to get some of the heat off of us from those who seek to harness Brandis and lock some of us up.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen, you know?
Absolutely terrible question to ask. Please
The
never
worst
ask.
is that we all die. But that's
Well, we've
beside
done
the
that
point.
before.
I mean, some of you have done that once already, though, right?
We wanted to help. That was the decision we came to.
And it's staring us in the face.
Why is there even
Literally
a
in the
debate?
big imperial face.
I think it looks more impressive if we have a moment to discuss it. It looks like we have options when maybe we don't. we don't want to look too available.
And
That's the
doesn't
point. Did you
anything
guys like
weird.
see the castigators in like the square when we were being like brought over by Big Shiny over there?
Yes, and I'm very glad.
I don't think we've got much choice.
So
And you probably realise they heard everything we've said. And Tauri turns
Oh,
back
wait,
around
really?
and sits.
I
I thought that's why we were in the corner of the room.
1/3 of this conversation would have been in somebody's head. I hope.
I suppose we should go back. No, probably doesn't like being kept waiting.
Yeah, I think we've spent enough time that it looks like we've talked about this seriously and debated.
We have.
Let's do good things.
Alright.
We walk back.
You walk back. They kind of see that
One
you.
thing.
Go on.
Would Arquen have had anything? Has Hugh said if he'd have any?
He
He's having
has not messaged me, but we do know
Hang
that
on.
Arquen.
We should do good things.
The
Good things to help the people.
ultimately, the argument that you had last night was Arquen like, we should actually try to help people.
Okay.
Let's be heroes, guys.
That was Tauri's point. Last night the decision was we wanted to do good and be heroes. Why are we debating whether we're going to try and do it?
So it's unanimous.
Come on, guys, I rode around on a horse fighting ghosts all night. Let's do this.
You kind of head back
Pitch perfect Arquen impression.
to the table. Malachi kind of walks back, his wife like by his side. Before I hear your answer, I did have one question. You, Lady Silverhammer, mentioned that you supported your allies as best you could with the training you received at the college here in this city. And I can see that many of you are physically capable and I assume well skilled when it comes to survival. However, one of you, and he turns to Aderyn in this moment, I would just wish to understand your role within your troop.
Lie, 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 lie.
I think
He's the brain.
we are the kind of group that doesn't require a role to be part of the group, but I would say I sometimes bring a new perspective. I have been told I think about things in strange ways, and that can sometimes be helpful.
Roll me a deception check.
I do think about things in a
With
different
disadvantage
way.
from Ximori shouting lie in your head repeatedly.
Can we do anything to help this check?
Well, wait. Yeah. 12?
He looks you patiently. I have spoken with nobles my entire life, lady. I know when someone is trying to dodge a question. I would encourage you to tell me everything about yourselves, for I do not like to be caught unawares by those I make use of. Records show that Lady Silverhammer is on the Arcane Registry. None of the rest of you are.
How important is the Arcane Registry to your eyes?
To my individual purposes, it provides peace and security for the people of my empire, knowing where dangers may be.
Tauri could be dangerous, but she's not. She always means well. But I suppose I'm not as useful as the rest. They let me come along with them. I am mainly looking for my own answers. I get along with Derek. I sometimes sense things. I don't know how to explain it.
Can Ximori just quietly try to move between Aderyn and the very armoured Jade Cloak?
Polyxena turns to her husband. Do we have much choice? We can always have castigators look into them afterwards. Have you made your decision as to whether you are willing to help?
We are.
Imperial Prince.
In that case, anything said within these walls, if it is found being shared among the rest of the populace, you will find yourselves accosted by my custodians before too long.
Excuse me, Your Royal Highness, does that go both ways?
Your privilege here is at my behest. I will do whatever information is said here in my own discretion.
I bow immediately.
The heirs to the Imperial Throne are missing. They did not return to Jishen Palace alongside the hand of the Emperor yesterday evening. They have not been seen since. I am petitioning you to find them and bring them home.
I thought it was going to be something really bad. This is great. I mean, no, it's not great.
I can imagine him just saying this in his head, hopefully.
No. No, obviously it's not great, but I mean...
And Leslie's
protecting...
going to stand up for it.
Yeah.
Ow. I just meant protecting innocent people is good. Ow!
Do you have any information for us to start with?
We have some. The carriage was found in the lower city, crashed into by another carriage. This scene has been secured. You can be taken there with due haste. Now would be a time to ask any other questions you have.
Do you think the ghosts were used as a distraction?
I do not know. I have the greatest minds and agencies of this city working to that endeavour. I have yet to hear from the castigators on their investigations, although I expect it imminently.
I assume there would not be any support available with you wanting to keep this quiet.
Indeed. There is a reason the city is in lockdown currently. No one leaves until they are returned.
So we think they're still in the city then?
With the city being on lockdown, is there also a curfew in effect?
You would know that there isn't. It's tricky.
There's not a formal curfew, but questions are asked. Why are you?
What are you doing out? Etc. Yes.
Exactly. With the heightened security measures, obviously we aren't going to leave. The city is on lockdown. But are we able to have something that we can show scale guards so that they don't ask questions if we're having to be in areas where normally people shouldn't be, or out at night?
As far as this investigation goes, there is no investigation. It cannot be known that there is a threat to the Imperial family.
So if we're stopped, we're on our own.
Indeed.
We were to say that we're on official business for the Scale Guard, not related to the royal family. Is there some way you could sway that we're investigating the ghosts? I'd rather not have to also run away from police while looking at things.
I will see what is possible with the Scale Guard, but as of jurisdiction, the matter is currently and the investigation is currently in the hands of the castigators due to the
nature of it.
Nature
Right.
of the assault. And as is their remit, no stone will go unturned in solving the mystery as to what happened, why it happened, and how it happened.
Of course.
Will
Are
we?
there any potions or things we could have in order to give us support? Health potions or the like, in case we end up having to.
You will be rewarded on completion, certainly. The crystal lantern is available to you. You have already made purchases there. I will ensure that should any necessary and applicable requests be made to the Officio Arcanum, that they are authorized in due haste. But I trust you will be discreet in whatever purchases you attempt to make.
Of course.
Imagining Arquen's eyes like lighting up, and thinking about that stained glass sword.
Yeah.
Need it. It's necessary. It's necessary for the job.
It's
you know?
essential.
I mean, we might need. No, actually, no. I won't
We
say
will-
that. I won't say that for now.
And if there are any,
I have a think.
and if there are any altercations with the skill guard,
We would be best to avoid them.
It seems Lady Silverhammer has a good grasp on the situation.
Let's not do things that are going to get us into trouble, or at least avoid being seen doing stuff that might get us into trouble with the law. But
Or
also,
that may raise questions as to what we're doing, even if they're not on the wrong side.
if I could ask that when we do find your children, the people responsible for this, how would you like that?
Dealt
would-
with.
Prefer
with.
they be returned for the justice that is belonging to them, but the return of my children is all that actually matters.
Get children back safe, unharmed. First priority. Got it.
Castellan Kai will send one of the Jade Cloaks with you to the scene of the incident. They will not. The Scale Guard at that point would not obstruct you. Beyond that initial investigation, any other questions as to your purpose in the city are your own to answer. Are there any other questions?
I hate to say this in the presence of your lady wife, but I would just like an assurance that if we find what happened to your kids and it's not good news, that in delivering this news to you, we will not be punished.
Don't come back with bad news.
Well, let's not.
Castellan Kai. See to it.
Before we leave, Aderyn's gonna turn to the wife, and just quietly say to her, The dragons are watching. I'm sure they are watching them too.
Dragoness.
Very kind. May she watch over you too.
Turn. Leave.
As you walk out, led out by Castellan Kai, who I've now found the notes on their full appearance, whose helmet is actually in the shape of a keyrin, like kind of fashioned extended mask. You were kind of led out Two other kind of jade cloaks filter into the room to make sure there's always a watch on the prince as you are marched out. Tauri and Balrick, and Aderyn, actually, you're all fairly observant. What you will notice entering in from one of the other side rooms into that room is an individual in dark black leathers. A dwarven individual with a black beard and long hair that kind of like folds down and kind of blends in with their uniform. An Inquisitor captain wandering into the room with reports to update the prince. But you are marched out of the meeting room, back out into these gardens, towards the gate out of the Imperial Palace. Is there any last things you would like to do?
Nothing from me. I assume Dirk is following.
Dirk is indeed following, yes.
Sort of shaky.
Would this place have toilets with little individual soaps?
Possibly,
No.
you don't know. You've not had a chance to check them out.
We're not being let to go to the toilet here.
I just want to do a piss in the royal toilet.
You are taken out back through the gates. In front of you, as you exit Ximori, you catch the full sight of the promenade that leads down to the Basilica of St. Manaz. And you are all distinctly aware of the pressure that is now upon you. Castellan Kai turns to you all. You will follow me, and then we will solve this problem. And you are beginning to be taken through the city streets that are much sparser than usual. In an otherwise metropolis, a lot of people are staying indoors. And I would like Aderyn to roll me a quick perception check.
Mm. 16.
16. Aderyn, as you are looking through the city, taking everything in, kind of the thoughts swirling in and around, the city is thick, threaded with fear itself, winding in between walls. The few people that you do see, a black cloud, a shroud sits upon their shoulders and fogs their mind and eyes. You can see the tangible effect of broken trust, of society and community crumbling as shadows and fear obscures the commitment and trust people had in each other, and the city feels quite alone for something so full of people.
Oh, this is very bad.
And I think there is a good place for us to take a break, as you are marched over to where the crash happened and where the children went missing. We'll pick this up in a little bit. And welcome back. we will pick up with you having gone across town, avoiding any major thoroughfares, but people also staying out of your way because, well, you're walking with a jade cloak and a very large one at that. And we'll pick up with you approaching the cordoned off crime scene. It's not any surprise to any of you that basically for a good like half a mile you are walking through a space where no one is. Like, this place is fully cordoned off. No one has been allowed to approach. But you keep walking until you come across a very obvious, essentially, car crash that has happened on the streets. The wall that separates off the upper and lower cities is just to the north of you. You essentially can see the gate that the carriage would have come down fleeing the attack, coming down to crossroads, and then basically at this crossroads you can see where the crash has happened between the very well appointed, previously beautifully put together royal carriage and then the other carriage that has hit into it. The Castellan turns to you and just goes, "I trust you have your own methods of investigation. I will stand here on watch."
I can take over from here.
Go to it, investigate boy. I mean, Balrick, you take charge. Yeah.
Thank you, Ximori. I will point out though, we haven't had a long rest for a while, have we?
Some of you
Three of us have.
Me,
I did.
Me, Aderyn, and Arquen, I believe, are all exhausted.
Which means everything would have been at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
No.
Other than the new rules.
Yeah, we're using new rules for it just because it's... I prefer it. You have a -2 to any rolls.
Alright, rub my eyes a little bit. Alright. Someone come over here and help me look.
I will go over and help Balrick look.
Rub my eyes.
While you look over there, I'm going to kind of go somewhere a little bit hidden. I will let the Castellan know first that I'm going to cast Detect Magic on myself so that I can have a look around. Just in case.
Very well.
I'm busy now for the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
Alright. Can I roll with advantage then if Ximori's helping me?
Sure.
Didn't need the advantage, nat 20 for 26.
That's how good I am at investigating.
Oh, thank you, Ximori. Oh, you're great. It's now cost my
Is it this?
Sorry, was that 26?
Nat 20 for 26.
Cool. I'll just send you all of my notes. Where do you start, Balrick, I suppose, as you kind of surveil this scene?
I mean, we'll start with the carts, obviously.
Cool.
As
you get up, you can see two carts. The royal carriage is one set up to be pulled by two horses. A small carriage that can only hold 4 people. Kind of 2 benches either side, curtains and everything. Smashed to smithereens. While it was a well-built carriage, it was no match for the industrial-sized other one that actually hit it. What you can see, one of the horses crumpled up, legs broken, long since died from its wounds. The other one, you assume, either broke free or has been otherwise dealt with. The thing that immediately catches your eye as you're looking over both carriages is the carriage that did the ramming is emblazoned with the logo, the symbol of the Agricultural Commission.
Range.
We used to use these back in the day for like ferrying like great big bags of grain back from harvest.
That makes sense. Can I look inside that one?
Sure. You kind of clamber up and start like looking around the Agricultural Commission. The actual back of the wagon, couple of kind of empty crates and grain bags in the back, but nothing of any material value in there. But as you kind of get round to the driver's side and start looking there, I'm going to be carrying over your investigation check for a lot of this, by the way. You kind of take a look, and you can see that it's got like some dings and scuff marks, like some sort of scuffle or fight broke out on this. I would like you to roll me a history check on this.
Would you believe it?
Is it nat 1? We swung the other way.
Another nat 20.
What?
Ulrich's gone fucking Sherlock Holmes in here.
It's
It's like
Sweet.
Balrick
I've been
is
playing a lot
Batman.
of Assassin's Creed recently. It's Eagle Vision.
It's Eagle Vision.
It's dark vision. It's dark vision. It's heat thing. I'm getting there's like a third eyelid, and I don't even notice. And it's like the heat, like lizard heat thing.
I love the idea that Balrick is just so like tired he hasn't noticed that his eyes have like
They've become slitted. Balrick, you recognise these scuff marks and dent marks. You made them. This is the wagon you stole earlier this week.
Oh. Oh.
Out of character, that makes perfect sense. I saw that coming a mile away.
yeah.
Wait a minute, when did we steal the wagon? What?
When we were getting food for the people in the slums.
Yeah.
We hijacked a wagon full of food.
Yes, we did. Right. Well, that just confirms everything. Ximori wasn't with us for that, was he?
Nope.
With her. It was Arquen. Who else?
Aderyn was there, because Aderyn
Aderyn
was the distraction at the crossroads.
Yeah.
I believe Tauri was there for something.
Nope. Harry wasn't helping with that.
Okay.
Was it just us three?
It was then
Yeah.
Arquen as well, yeah.
Because that was on the side of things of Tauri doesn't believe in what you're doing, you're going to make things worse. Because they didn't gain a trust to do with the symbols. So she refused to help out with the missions.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like the right thing to do. Anyway, alright, I'll leave the wagon. And I'll take Arquen aside and go to him. Alright, they've confirmed that even if we had doubt, we've helped them organise this.
No, I had suspicions. There was a question of where did they end up.
We gave them 2 keys, we got them that. I think it is going to be down there, like we thought.
At which point, Arquen looks at you and goes, perhaps, maybe they chose this location for a particular reason then. Any other place, crossroads on the route?
I'll look around, maybe there's an access point. Can I look around for footprint, to see if there's any, like...
Yeah. Make me a survival check, and then I will give you one last thing from your investigation check as well.
How tall are the buildings around here, Gethin?
They're
you
fairly
believe it?
large. Like,
Nah.
the tallest is probably 3 stories. Gir Dothras is the one that is definitely an outlier, where it has essentially the fantasy equivalent of skyscrapers. But yeah, you've got a fair few stories and stuff around here.
16.
16 for survival. You kind of look around. It's frustrating.
Obviously a busy crossroads, yeah.
Yeah, it's a busy crossroads. It's cobbled to an extent, so there's not a huge amount. But you can definitely see that it was commotion. I think I'm gonna like make you Aragorn for a second, where you're like able to like somewhat determine that like
The hobbits fell here.
Yeah, kind of like you're able to determine that there were 3 bodies tossed out of the carriage when it was hit.
I drag my finger along the sand and go.
But yeah, you see like 3 bodies that get tossed out. You can kind of see like an impact point where they hit, broken into like some like a bench to the side. You definitely like pull up that there was no serious struggle. You think there was a small struggle from the larger of the figures that was tossed aside, but you assume that the children, by the looks of it, were probably knocked out cold just from the impact. Gathered up, and then there's no like immediate signs of where they went beyond that. There's a lot of hectic stuff, but with your carried over investigation check as Arquen looks around, you do see that there is in an alleyway just kind of round the side, kind of conveniently obscured from the main road by the bulk of the agricultural wagon, is an alleyway that has a fairly large like manhole cover that possibly was an escape route.
Alright, well that confirms it for sure. So
What'd you find?
So we'll go. This was the work of. I can't remember the group's name. What's the group's name?
Compass Knights.
Compass Knights, yeah. This is definitely the work of the Compass Knight. They've we know that they had a wagon like this, and I think this is the exact one. Ostensibly for helping the citizens and bringing food to the warrens and such, but
Just kind of take a quick look over towards the Castellan. Not Castellan.
The J-Cloak.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is watching everything you do with like rigid attention, but is intentionally also staying out of your way.
So I think in the back of your head, Balrick could sort of say, "Shut up about the stuff you did."
I specifically didn't say that. I specifically was like, I didn't say anything. I said, we know that they have some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. I said, we know, or what did I say? I said, like, we know they have wagons like this that they ostensibly use for transporting food.
Let's turn you up.
Right, there's following Matt down this alley. It looks like they might have escaped down the sewer. Once we're down there, it's going to be a maze under the city, but we've travelled in sewers before.
Right, so want me to sort of lift it up then?
Are we going down now?
Probably. While the trail's still hot, right?
Alright, is everyone ready to go down?
I mean, if that's what you think is sort of where we need to go, then...
Yeah, I couldn't see much else around here. There was a what I assume was a bodyguard for the children thrown aside. I'm going to hope that they've been helped, or they've probably just been disappeared at some point.
What, the hand of the throne emperor?
Oh, true.
And the older one with the horns.
Someone fought back either way. Okay, maybe they're with them. Alright.
No.
So if everyone's ready, Aderyn, do you have your mask? Just do a mask.
My spur mac?
Your sewer mask. You bought a gimp mask for the sewer.
The mask.
Oh. Yes, but I mean, I just don't think we should go down the sewers. I know
It's
that
like the...
It's
That's
where the
gross.
trails go.
I know that we definitely have to.
You don't have to if you don't want. I think the rest of us are going.
Well, has Tauri sometimes has insight into things. Has 10 minutes been?
Yes, 10 minutes has definitely passed.
Cool. Do I see any magic on any
So,
of
right,
that?
Tauri, we're leaving.
Roll me an investigation check, Tauri, as you realise like everyone else has like disappeared into an alleyway.
Tauri, stop doing your ritual. We need to go.
Also, before I forget, Bryn, you do also have another point of inspiration. You and Hugh will each have inspiration for the argument last session.
That is a 17.
17. You kind of the glow begins to emit, picking out details that most people cannot see, and initially you're kind of disappointed. You are looking at what is just a large ramming object hitting a wooden carriage, and it is
Honestly, in some ways, there not being magic is a good thing.
You are aware that the Agricultural Commission carriage does technically have minor enchantments on it, but they're enchantments that have been disabled on this one. But they're enchantments that are essentially refrigeration. They can kind of keep them climate controlled for the transportation of goods. With a 17, you kind of like are looking over the wreckage just to make sure that there's nothing that was missed. And you do see that there's something, the faintest of glows. You would have missed it. You almost did with Ximori trying to get you to head over to the sewers. Just underneath a bunch of the rubble from one of the broken carts.
Just wait a moment, and I'll go and clear away the rubble.
Underneath, you find a small kind of octagonal box. It's got a hinge on one side. That's got some like faint glyph work etched into the edging of the device, and it's got like a latch to keep it shut.
Cool. I'll grab it and take it with us. I won't have a look at it now, because do I recognise the writing at all?
Roll me an Arcana check. I suppose the detect magic does give you the school.
Yeah.
So you do get off that it is kind of giving divination, that kind of like pale moonlight glow of divination.
Just a 13.
A 13. At a glance, no. But maybe if you open it up and take a better chance to actually look at it, you might figure it out.
Cool. I won't do it for now, but I'll store it and then let Ximori yank me away.
You head into the alleyway. As you're all kind of standing there, eventually the Jade Cloak has like noticed you've all like broken. He never loses eye contact with you, but he sees like you're all heading in there, so he kind of like ambles over to just make sense. And you essentially at some point find yourself boxed into an alleyway with a Jade Cloak blocking your way out. No.
We think they went down here.
And you intend to
Follow them.
follow the trail?
Yes.
There are no other further investigations you need to do up top.
I think the longer we wait, the more chance we've got to get away, right? At least that would make sense to me.
Yes.
Very well. Well, in that case, we will be awaiting your return.
Wait, hang on just a moment. Tauri, you're smart. What have I missed? Is there something we should be doing up here?
The only thing we could try and do up here is see where that cart came from. But, as you said, the longer we wait, if they've used the sewers...
The sewers can't leave the city without...
No,
Usually
but,
there's like a block in the way or something.
but fluids will wash away any trails down there.
Right.
How would we get in contact with you once we've completed?
You can come find us in the Heartwood.
I was just making sure we would be able to, that was all.
The city is
Right.
not completely sealed. We know what you look like. All of the Jade Cloaks recognize
So
you.
if we present ourselves to a Drake Cloak, and they'll know what's going on.
Indeed. Arquen at this point will kind of pipe up and just be like, I mean, if we were looking for other information, I'm certain we could attempt to figure more out about their plan. We could try to find any of them who are still around the city that maybe haven't fled to the sewers. I also...
Once they're in the sewers.
I believe I told you all that I went to the Warrens last night. Arquen at this point is kind of like being the Jade folks kind of like backed off to allow you to continue your investigations, leaving like you're heading into the sewers. So Arquen isn't it. I found some small elements of papers that they left behind that might be somewhat useful. Although
Is this when you blow up a building?
the building blew up on me. That may prove slightly useful. But they are, as far as I've been able to determine, written in a code I don't understand. Like pulls out of like his like side pouch like a bunch of like crumpled up, scrunched up papers that he like stuffed in there that he grabbed out. Some of them singed on the edges of the paperwork, and like just kind of hands them like forward.
Take them and just immediately turn to Tauri.
Yep. Tauri, that's on you.
You want us to look at this now?
Well, I felt that if we were going to go into the sewers, then it probably wouldn't be well lit down there.
Got you there, really, Tauri.
And since we all seem to be set on going into the sewers right now, it was the first opportunity to bring it up, really.
I mean, we don't necessarily need to go in the sewers now. I guess I'm just kind of looking for something to do because I'm not that smart.
Can I have a quick look and see if I can get anything out of it?
Yeah, roll me an investigation check.
That is a 17 plus 5 for investigation, so 22.
Sure. You take a quick look over these, immediately frustrated that it does appear to be scrap notes at best that whoever cleaned out the hideout didn't really seem to think were important. With a 22, most of it is like write-ups of rumors and hearsay around town or tales of the around the city of people interacting with ghosts, being attacked by shadows, that kind of stuff. Like, your immediate assessment is it's a record of where things are happening, how much, and whether stuff is increasing. With like references to particular areas across the city, not just the larger districts, but sections within them, blocks, streets, businesses, that kind of stuff that seem pertinent. There is also kind of there's a vague mention of a heist to get building supplies using the Stormcrest Parade as a distraction. It'll be good. And it's like mentions further on it, just like Koromar plus new guys. It's kind of like scribbled down on those notes. In other places, like papers appear blank, like they were like tucked in with other ones, kind of thing. Yeah, like you're taking a very quick kind of glance through, and not doing this in a necessarily patient way.
A studious manner.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of like glance through kind of elements. There might be more in there, but
I can investigate this further with these things, but not exactly standing in the middle of an alley. So the decision needs to be, do we follow the possible lead we have down into the sewers? Or do we investigate up here?
Sort of to maybe kind of distract from the possibly implicating ourselves in the kidnap of their sons by Arquen pulling these notes out. Is there any way that Lesley can talk to the Jade Cloak about the sewers? What might be down there? If it's like super stinky, if it's locked, like if there are a lot of like grates that are locked, require keys, like just very boring questions that I don't really want to RP. But, just kind of trying to distract him and get a lay of the land.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, how about this local sports team, eh?
Roll me.
I'll be back in a moment.
I don't know, performance or something like that for the level of distraction. You can decide what actual skill you want to roll.
Oh no, performance is great. Let's do that. That is a 14 plus. It's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. He very much kind of gets fully distracted by this conversation. Like, as fully distracted as an alert watchman, a hyper alert watchman can be. Like, he's aware of what everyone else is doing, but not paying attention to their conversation. You basically get out of him that the sewer system in Andamon is actually quite extensive, because Andamon was built on top of the ancient city of Avasar, which is, if anyone here cares about the lore of this world, where the original emperor to the Jade Empire first arrived during the Awakening and the wars that came off the back of that. So they essentially built a city on top of the ruin of the old city that fell, which gave them chance to essentially install pretty extensive sewage works. So it's a pretty extensive network that's well established and able to support the large population of people. It does go below the water table of the sea, so it actually empties out below water level underneath the Ebullient Wharf. There are known issues with it, that while it was designed to maintain a city and one that was planned to expand, Andamon has not just expanded, it's reached its limits. It is excessive in its size. So when it can often struggle during intense rainfall and be quite full and have known issues, which you do remember, it was chucking it down with rain yesterday and has been fairly damp. So
it's stuck to his chest.
Very sheer. So yeah, that's kind of what you get out of the sewers. Like, it's going to be extensive. It's going to be possibly quite full of water at this point. Is there anything else you would want to ask or clarification on?
Yeah, I wanted to know about like sort of access out of the city. If it's a situation of like picking a lock or exploding a crate, or because it's below the water table, like, is it just you have to like do the boat upside down trick to get out?
He isn't. He is somewhat a favour that, because they have to be aware of every element of the city. In terms of getting up,
one Jade guard who has like had this exact sort of tism.
I mean, they all do. They need to know the security systems. So the entrances to the sewers up into the city are all locked, but with keys that are available as part of the city's system, which you all, well, most of you know quite well, because you kind of went and stole them. But in terms of like the outflows, they are not necessarily guarded, because they're not viewed as an ingress point, because it is just a cascade of water heading out into a sea that no one could possibly swim up the other way, essentially. So it is very much like almost a rivers and tributary system that, as you get kind of caught up, you could end up in a very fast moving, completely submerged underwater sewer stream.
Cool. Would it be prudent to, Leslie's going to do it anyway, to maybe suggest that if if they've gone into the sewers, maybe it's good to monitor that. Ooh.
The harbour is under lock and key. No ships are sailing in and out, and it is being watched by patrol boats at all times. No one is getting out of this city.
Good. Good. Good work. That's our way out as well.
So you suspect they have taken the children and headed into the sewers, then? I would appreciate any of your findings and plans so I can report.
Were there not eyewitnesses? If there were no eyewitnesses saying that they saw 2 royal children being kidnapped and carried around, I suspect they must have escaped.
Very well.
Some other way.
Tauri, I would like you to make me a history check.
Cool. I do not have... I have it, but obviously I'm not able to use it yet.
What?
The Iron Stone. I've got the Iron
Yes,
Stone.
you've not had
you're not attuned to it.
You've not had a chance to
I'm
attune
not
to it.
attuned to it, so I can't use it. History check, yeah?
Yes.
18.
18. While Lesley has been artfully distracting, giving you a bit more time to look over the notes, the blank pages annoy you further. Because you're just like, there should be more information here. But you do come across one that like you initially like disregarded because it looked like a doodle. And you're like, I'm looking for information here. And you look back on it, and it's a hastily drawn sketch of like a city layout. Not heavily detailed, like it's kind of like a perimeter with like some key landmarks dotted in and around. But you look at that and you go, that isn't Andamon. It doesn't, like, it's close enough that at a glance a person would look at it and that's the map of Andamon. But like there's like the landmarks are just buildings in Andamon. They wouldn't be significant. And like the perimeter is too small. Like it's shaped wrong for what Andamon's shape is.
I'm not entirely sure what this is, I say softly. But this map is wrong.
Wrong? How?
But
It doesn't make sense for the city, as is. It needs investigating further, but I can't do that here.
So what, we need to either we go down now, get the hot on the chase, but going a little bit blind, or we have to go research it a bit.
Well, there's only so much, yes, basically, but do we know we can try and find out a map for the sewers, but there's only so much we may be able to investigate.
Is what's wrong with it going to be dangerous for us? That's the question.
It'll be dangerous if we find them, yes. Clearly. But I do not know what lies in the sewers. You would think nothing bad, but look at what happened last time we went into the sewers.
yeah, there was that sort of big monster.
Hey, not a fun time.
And the rats.
I say we go now. I'm going to be better at picking up tracks if they're fresh.
Right, I'll follow you.
Everyone going?
Suppose.
Are you certain that you wouldn't like a bit of a, I don't know, a coffee or something? You look really tired.
I'll survive.
Here's hoping. Will Dirk fit in the sewer? He's a bit of a big boy.
Is it? But now, how big's the opening to the sewer down here? What type of opening is it? Is it like a manhole cover sort of thing, or is it?
It's a sizable grate. Derek's gonna fall. It's gonna be a squeeze for Derek, and then he's not gonna be able to use the ladder that's there.
Oh. I think Derek's gonna have to take this one out. Sorry, pal.
Maybe we can see what it's like down there, and he can. Maybe he can come. Maybe it'll be okay.
Maybe you can look for a separate entrance or something like a larger one. I doubt it. Alright, let's get us all down there and see what it's like down there. Tauri, don't suppose no, Tauri doesn't have a map, but she's talking about getting a map.
Yes, it might. She needs to take some time to have a look at this poorly drawn map she's got, but she can't tell what it is and doesn't exactly want to make it clear and obvious that they've just got a load of paperwork that they shouldn't have without knowing what the hell went on.
Don't suppose it shows any larger entrances. No.
As I say to you, this isn't a map of Andamon.
Yeah, I know.
Can I have a look?
Sure.
I mean, now, admittedly, bit of a checkered past, but I want to sort of have a look at the map and see if, from my time in the chain, if this is perhaps something I recognise, if it might be a sort of back alleys or like like a map of like the sneakier ways to get around the city.
That's fair. Make me a history check. Also, by the way, the reason I had a confused face because I swear you said what I heard. You said when you said admittedly, I thought you said when I was in Italy, and I was like, what?
back when Ximori was from Italy. Ximori.
That's Ximori.
Episode title done.
18. 19 minus 1.
You look at this map and it doesn't mean.
Nah, it's not that.
It doesn't make sense. Even Bast kind of takes a look and goes,
"The fuck is this?"
Yeah, like again, you kind of look at it as someone like fairly comfortable with Andamon as a city. Like it's like your brain wants it to be Andamon, but it just doesn't line up. There's just enough wrong with it that it's not. And when I say enough wrong, I'm not talking like
what it originally. It's like what it looks like, what you asked it to be originally. But then it just seems to be made of an awful derivative of other people's stuff that's been stolen, and now it's created a product that really is far inferior to anything else. So now I say I make.
It's an Andamon imitation. An Andamon imitation.
It's an Andamon imitation. It's an Andamon imitation art.
As we say at the top, you should always use real cartographers.
Yes, you should. Clearly. Can I have just a second glance before we decide to go down and see if any of the randomly placed buildings match any of the buildings at this crossroads?
Sure, make me...
Does anything link with where we are right now?
Make me a survival check, I guess this would be, kind of cross-referencing.
Survival, which I'm not proficient in, but that's fine. 15.
15. You kind of take a look around and... No, not really. Doesn't really line up with where you are. What I will give you with a 15 survival, though, is you do spot that there are etched in or like chalked markings that you are annoyingly familiar with in this alleyway, denoting it as a point of reference for the compass sites.
Cool. I'll just mention saying there are some markings that we've seen quietly, so I think we're on the right trail.
They're the sort of like abyssal ones. Can I have a quick look and see if they say anything like demons, like the last ones did?
Yes, fine. No, these ones don't appear to be anything of that sort. They have a weight of like importance to them. Again, it's not necessarily language, but it's like critical point of like reference. Notice this kind of thing.
Well, good news. It's not abyssal.
Or can I quickly sketch down what they are in my book? Because I don't have comprehend language to go. So I don't know what it says, and we'll work out what it says later. But I don't think we have time if we're going to go down.
I'm going to bend down and pick up the manhole cover.
Cool. You bend down and you do see a lock sitting on it, like a fairly robust city industrial lock that is unlocked.
Oh, they definitely went this way.
I had the lock from the inside, I guess.
As soon as somebody just lifts it up, and there's no lock.
Well, if there was a lock, it doesn't matter to Ximori.
Okay.
I would suggest someone who can see in the dark goes down first. If they...
No, you're up.
Isn't there only like 2 of you who can?
It's half the party.
Oh yeah, because Arquen can now. So it's half.
Can he?
Half
He's
orc.
half.
Go look.
I don't think I.
No, Aderyn, I think you don't go look. In case there's an ambush of some kind.
That's true, you are the most likely to be injured from ambushes.
Ximori, you go down first. If it's safe, we'll go down and we'll set a light.
Okay.
If it's not
Just
safe,
say that I'm
I'll
the
go
weakest,
down.
guys. There's no need to
Arquen has dark vision, Geth.
You're the most susceptible to being injured by things more long term.
It's okay.
And also, you don't want to be injured down there, but there's germs.
When I get it, I'll just.
Are you kidding? I need to stop speaking or I'm going to say something. Hang on. In your head, you hear, "You have made my head bleed several times with your weird-ass magic. You're not useless."
No, I'm very useful at hurting you, Ximori.
Last night I felt like I lost an entire one of you, but I was still okay. And yeah, Ximori heads down into the darkness.
Okay. Are you all just letting Ximori scout it out while you wait up top, or are you heading down in sequential order?
I'm gonna be on the ladder behind Ximori, able to jump down once it's safe, right behind them.
Sure.
But I can't see.
These people know glyph of warding. Oh well, Ximori doesn't know that.
Yes, they do.
Off I go, marching down the tunnel.
I would like you to make a perception check, please.
I will just say, unless it's been 10 minutes, I do still have
Detect magic.
detect magic up.
Yep.
A
So if I
natural
look
20.
down the manhole, I could see it if it's within 30 feet.
You descend for about, you think about like 15 feet, maybe 20 feet some more. It's tricky to tell how long you're on a ladder, but it's not a huge depth before you're below the city levels, and you eventually kind of, your feet rest on a platform that you can then hear like the sounds of rushing water echoing in and around this very damp space, and you kind of through your dark vision, through like this monochromatic space, you try to kind of take in everything that's kind of happening here, and like it's a turbulent space, shall we say. There's a lot of rushing water here. You can kind of see in places what you think to be like our pipes that are like emptying out into this space, and a large like channel flowing away from you towards the sea. What kind of ridges there are up and besides, very heavily underwater. Like this pipe is half full of rapidly flushing water, and there is tunnels branching off into the distance. I mean, your dark vision's only 60 feet, so you can't see that far, but it kind of descends off both into the city and towards the shoreline.
I stop breathing, and I begin moving forward.
Lucky for some.
The rest of you
Sort
see
of the first sort of 20-ish feet, just to make sure it's all like
Yeah, you
okay
kind of-
for them to come down.
you kind of progress forward 20 feet. You don't make a constitution save because you're holding your breath. It is slick down here, and eventually this like entrance walkway does end, like with a couple of steps that you assume would like lead down to the bottom of this pipe, but is like underneath the rushing water that's going underneath and like occasionally lapping up onto the platform that you're on.
Okay. I mean, it seems safe.
Right, it looks good down there.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of water, but nothing lethal
All right, I'll
or
drop down.
trapped.
Ask about the smell.
Lesley asked how it smelled.
I take another deep breath in so that I have air to speak back.
Make me a constitution saving throw.
Oh no, that bad.
That is a 24.
24. It's bad, but it's not. It's not as bad as when you fought
It's
the
a
Otogi.
sewer. It's a sewer. I mean,
Right.
it's not the worst it smelled.
Lesley,
Water's moving.
Lesley, it's not going to be great.
Because
I'll
he's gonna
drop down.
unwrap some of his silks and offer them to Tauri and Aderyn to wrap around their faces if they don't have the gimp masks out with them as we normally have.
I will drop down the rest of the way.
Kind of. Derek is up the top, restless and annoyed that you're walking away from him. The rest of you can kind of very clearly see.
Is there room for him to fit down at all? Or not at all?
He could squeeze his way down, and you can kind of clearly see on his face that he's going to try in a second.
Yeah, I'm not in control of him. I've told him what to do, but he's in a teenager phase now.
Okay, make me an athletics check for Derek, please.
That is a 17.
A 17. Derek kind of like wedges his way and then just starts like you know how like in movies people go back to back and then walk up, or like put their hands either side and shimmy up. He does that the other way around, and he's just like using his entire body weight to then like shimmy down.
So what I'm hearing is it's the Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, but by himself.
I'm actually not even shimmying. He's just kind of just.
Oh, and to be clear, he's head down doing this. Like the tail is still up for a little bit, and then comes in. The platform that you're standing on does like you feel it shift and lean.
Oh,
Like
no.
that's a lot of weight to be standing on. There's a horse standing on this.
Oh, we're on like a solid side. We're on a.
Yeah, so like you've come down this like this ladder, and there's like a short platform that sits above the waterline. This is a huge pipe that you're in, that then like slopes down, has steps down that then lead to the bottom of the pipe. That you assume if there is a walkway here, it is currently underwater.
Oh look, no, I can't see anything actually. But I will light a torch. Is what I was going to say as I get down. Oh, will I?
In here? Are you sure?
I will go to light a
Ximori
torch.
doesn't know this.
Choose where we go. No.
Are you going to remember the thing that you literally picked up this morning?
Yes, sorry. I do not have a torch. No, I do not need a torch. I get my lantern, my ever bright lantern, and light that up. I get out my flashlight and go boo.
And this space is illuminated in front of you. As I say, you can see the noise itself was giving you more than enough. There's just this cascading flume of water going past you. You can see numerous pipes feeding in from on top that like feed down and fill this rapidly filling water. You can see various like large wheels that can like shut off various pipes and valves that are perhaps like cascading water into places where you would try to walk or anything like that. What you're looking at is like, for lack of a better term, you're looking at a puzzle that you're going to have to figure out ways to like shut off water to walk through to get around, kind of thing.
This would be a great level in a video game.
It would.
I would love it.
This is Lara Croft nonsense.
Now, whether
Tomb Raider bullshit.
whether I as a DM can pull it off in a game of D&D make believe is a different matter.
Now, what we need to do is we just finish here, and we give you 2 weeks. You need to build it on owlbear. Build me a puzzle.
We got time.
All right. So I can see now.
What are the rest of
there's
you
no
doing?
real-
You're still up on city level.
I kind of just go down.
Arquen
Is
is
there
like the rest
space?
of you go first.
Is there space?
Yeah,
Hey,
kinda.
Go on, you two.
we're on like so. You said the surface wobbled, so I'm assuming we're still an attached surface. It's just like
Yeah.
one of them rickety metal sort of. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, just about.
Who's going down first?
I
Come on.
they're all scared.
I did say, did you two want to head
Alright.
on down?
Uh,
Because then we're going down in pairs of people who have dark vision.
There is light down here. Rory's got his weird globe out.
Yeah, you can kind of see like emanating up from the bottom. There's this.
It's just a lantern.
Yeah.
Rory's got his lantern, which hasn't set us on fire. So that's good.
yeah, and then Lesley will drop down.
Lesley heads with that. It's
describe
not.
it. I'm imagining it.
It's not as bad as
Amazing.
Sheerdothras, but it's bad.
Okay, I can work with that.
Aderyn will be constantly predidigitation in everybody.
God. Yeah, Lesley's
Ximori
gonna
is the
sit
cleanest
back
he has looked in weeks.
She's like, every like few seconds, she's like, and you're clean, and now you're clean, and now you're clean.
Ximori's roots are starting to show through the dye where it's just slowly being prestidigitation off.
Tauri is very glad that she dressed in the adventuring leathers that she got last time.
Sure. Arquen looks at you and goes, "You first."
I head my way down. I cast prestidigitation so that I have a fresh breeze blowing on my face.
It's not druidcraft. Yeah, perfume
No.
smell.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I have
Febreze.
just a gentle Febreze going at my face.
Chemical.
Yeah.
Yes. I would
It
like.
does say I can do a puff of wind, so I can do a puff of like.
I would like someone to roll a luck check.
Well, I do it when I get down the bottom. I don't do it beforehand.
No, I want someone to roll a luck check for a party of 7, including an entity the size of a horse and someone in full plate armor, standing on a rickety platform.
Why is it so rickety? It's in the sewer.
That's why.
It's floating.
20.
Why is it floating?
20. Like, this thing is like, you can feel it pulling on its mounts on the wall. And you're very much like, we kind of need to move. Small problem. Quick question. Where are you going?
Ximori is going into the water.
I was going to try and test switching off some of these things.
Okay.
I figure there's probably like a, lever somewhere to like divert flow.
Okay,
Hey,
Ximori, you're
it's
jumping
not
into the
like-
water?
It's
Yeah,
not likely in the water.
with
Oh
detect
my
magic.
god.
Ximori, make me a strength saving throw.
Oh my god. Right, quick, someone. Let's turn some wheels.
That is a
Close some pipes.
24.
24. You get in the water and you immediately like, not my smartest idea, as like this torrent is pushing you. You manage to like brace. You don't have the most amount of grip. The water is hitting like the top of your chest. Like, that's how deep the water is here. You're like holding on, you're keeping your position there. The rest of you can now see quite how deep the water is in this sewer.
Now that we're sort of out of sight, like Ximori's like arm like slips some of the transformations, just like the more clawed hand appears. Like
Deck immediately hackles up at you.
Oh no. I immediately rush to a valve near a big pipe that's leading in. So I'll try and close it. I'm going to try and...
Make me an athletics check.
Do I see anything with detect magic?
Make me a perception check.
good news, the water's only this deep.
Every so often it's like...
18.
Sorry, Andrew, you doing that? You look like Michael Jackson in that one, like, Save the Planet music video. It's like, oh, what about us? Sorry, Chris, you gave me a roll then.
18.
18. Those Goliath, like, long limbs turn this, and the large cascade of water that was, like, directly in front of where you were standing, that was, like, emptying out into this, channel lessens and closes off. Ximori, you begin to feel that the tide of water lessens slightly as one of the major pushes of water comes pushing out. Tauri, what was your perception check? And Balrick, make me a perception check off the back of that.
22.
22. You kind of take a look around for magic items. Nothing pings up except what is already on all of your persons.
Cool. No, that's fine. That's good.
18.
18. Balrick, as you seal that off, you can hear the sound of rushing water lessen here, and then up further ahead you hear a as this diverted flow kind of, you almost feel like the diverted flow has to empty out somewhere else, and you can hear it empty up like around the bend somewhere else.
We're going to have to deal with that problem in a moment. Ximori, get out of the water, come on.
I mean, it's dealable now, and if I get back on there, it'll probably come off.
Yeah, it definitely feels like the strength has lessened, if it's still not necessarily lowered the height instantly.
You know what? If this is probably better overall for everyone.
I'd rather you didn't come on the platform anymore, Ximori. I'm really sorry.
Something slaps me in the face. Ah.
Prestidigitation. Aderyn's like, her sole mission is, I will not allow you guys to get ill and die of disease. We are...
Alright.
Ulrich, can you see anywhere that they could have gone? Or...
I thought I'd be able to track down here, but I'm not going to be able to track in what I think we're going to have to follow the flow. They couldn't have, gone against the flow. I think we'll just follow the flow.
But will they
I'll be
possibly...
honest, it's pretty hard to standing here, so I doubt you could drag a child.
Are there any markings or anything on the walls that they might have left or had someone leave them for directions?
Can I check the walls?
So let's all have a look.
People can roll investigation checks.
I will help Balrick.
Ximori, are you still in the water, or have you got now?
Yeah, I've stayed in the water.
Okay, disadvantage.
Look, the problem was there's too many people on the platform and it's going to break. Ximori got off the platform.
They're closer to the wall, so surely advantage.
What we got?
It doesn't help either way.
4. Bad roll. 20.
0.
Ximori, as you're like there, like kind of looking around, you don't see a barrel that ended up down here, cascading down towards you, and it just cracks you in the side of the head for 1 point of bludgeoning damage. You come back to 24, Balrick. You do find down here a similar marking to one that Ximori and Tauri pointed out above. But it becomes very apparent to you in that moment with the 24 that if they planned this, they would know where they're going anyway, or have a way to get there that wouldn't need marking of a sewer that they didn't necessarily have access to ahead of time, bearing in mind they only got the keys the night before.
I don't think they're going to have too many markings for us to follow. I think they just, go in the sewer and follow it. I've got a feeling it's following the flow.
You do begin. I will say you begin to question how do they know where they're going when they hadn't necessarily been down here long enough to map it.
What methods could they have of thinking? Where would they be? Hang
on, I've got an idea. I'm going to let go of the wall for a bit and sort of follow the flow down. Basically, I want to see if I'm following where I think the street is, or if I'm going off in a different.
Okay, make me a survival check.
I can do survival.
To survive.
Nat 20 for a total of 23.
Okay. I'll be very nice.
Well, I know that the street is there.
Yeah. It is also turbulent waters. With this 23, you're able to stay and keep track. Very quickly it becomes apparent these sewers aren't aligned to streets.
And from where I've stopped.
You disappear very quickly, about 60 feet downstream.
Yeah. And from there, just like to shout back towards Tauri. Those papers. Does it say from where we were, sort of left away from the street for a while? I look back to see sort of how far the water keeps going past me.
Can I have a look at the map and see whether the direction that Ximori went matches up with what we've got?
I don't think you need to roll at this point. It doesn't. This map is not of anything contemporary. Anything pertaining to Andamon. It's not precise enough for that kind of thing.
No, it's nothing.
Okay, it keeps going. For quite a while.
I think we've got. There's not. If this is one major tube, and then there's little things feeding onto it, but it's just one major tube.
But there's one major tube that you're in here. With your kind of perceptions and stuff like that, there's smaller pure water tubes, but then there are larger walkable ones that are larger streams essentially. What you've come across is one of the main pipes that would lead out. But there are other smaller ones that extend further off into the city that are eminently walkable, so do you wish to head that direction? Again, similar in design to Dothras, just...
Yeah. I may be misremembering, and if so, what, fine. But overnight, didn't we discuss the fact that we believed that they would be heading towards the palace in the sewers?
Possibly.
We thought they might be, yeah, to like do something at the palace.
Can anyone remind me how we got that?
It was wild speculation.
We knew they had access to sewers and people just speculated.
Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
We
if
knew
it
they were
was-
probably trying to do something against the royals, and
They have.
they had access to the sewers.
Just before my detect magic runs out, because I haven't found anything, I'm going to quickly look at the papers, specifically the blank paper.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check.
Just in case, like it's running out, I've got nothing else for it.
Yep.
Investigation 24.
24. They're not magical.
Cool.
They are frustratingly mundane. However, the humidity of this space has had an odd effect on them. Divots and the like kind of rippling into them. With a 24, like you glance at that and that it's like you know the age-old trick like detectives do of like the notepad next to a phone? Like where the top page had the stuff written onto it and like you've got the underneath page that had like the no ink on it but had the dents.
Yeah.
That's what that paper is doing. It's exposing those dents. Very
Guys?
subtly.
Guys, you keep doing what you're doing. I need the lamp and time.
Okay.
Is there another?
Demore, are you just like
valve
trying to stay where you are, or are you trying to get back to the group?
I'm trying to stay where I am for the moment because
Okay.
I might
Is
be
there-
more useful.
Is there another valve to try and slow the stream down?
Do you try to head upstream?
Chris?
Yep. Thinking. All right. Aderyn and Lesley, if you don't want to get Dirk will give you a lift, I'm sure. I'll jump off into the water as well to try and go upstream to find another valve.
There's two of you in the water. There's so much that I can do at the same time.
I'm quite far away.
Keep yourself safe. Dirk, you keep an eye on Aderyn and Lesley and Tauri, alright?
Don't
And I'll
do
try
anything
and-
stupid.
The more they don't disappear anytime soon, I'll try and ease it up.
So you're heading further up.
Yeah.
Cool. Balrick, as you head further up, you are like swinging the lantern across, and then like you're hearing the sound of like crashing water that to you like sounds like a waterfall.
I actually, Tauri needed it to look at the thing. I gave it to Tauri.
Okay. You can hear the sounds of a crashing waterfall as you're wandering off into the slowly dimming darkness. And eventually you kind of begin to like make, like with the faintest light and like your like pupils expanding to enough low light vision, you now make out what it is, as you can see a large pipe that is running across the top that you think is probably feeding and then coming down elsewhere. The pipe itself is cracked and burst, and there is just a sheet of water cascading down. Make me a perception check at disadvantage.
Just to confirm, I am now investigating the paperwork.
Cool. I will come back to you in a sec.
Perception.
Yeah.
14.
You think maybe you can make out through the sheet of water. There are like other valves on the other side that you think seem to connect up to this large pipe.
Right. Hartman wants to get Aderyn to like throw some crystals at it or something, but I will try and fight my way through the water.
Cool. Make me an athletics check, and while you do that, we'll jump back to Tauri. Tauri, what are you trying to accomplish here? What are you
So
actively doing?
I am trying to do the trick with a pencil.
Okay. Are you proficient with calligraphy supplies?
Oh,
Properly, no, but I'm a bard, so kinda.
Okay. So intelligence plus half proficiency.
Okay. Rounding down.
Yes.
Yes, it rounds down on
What?
D&D Beyond,
Fine, then yes.
which I hate.
Why would tech lie to us, Bryn?
Many, many reasons. That's not a political statement. Don't anyone take that as truth.
Are you saying D&D Beyond hallucinates class abilities? Wizards of the Coast, don't sue us.
You said intelligence, yeah?
Yes, intelligence plus half proficiency.
19.
19. That is enough. You kind of pull up your own like a pencil and just start like going across it. It's not 100% perfect, just due to the damp conditions and everything.
Yeah, of course.
but it's enough.
Once I've done that, can I then cast a mana Yesusis,
Yes.
however the fuck you pronounce it, and put it into my notebook so it's more legible? I know there'll be mistakes from what I'm copying, but it'll be less likely to be destroyed.
Sure. What you see kind of coming out in front of you is two primary pieces of information, two separate pieces of blank paper that you've managed to scrounge out. One is, for lack of a better term, the plan. And it details like the checklist of objectives and things to obtain to be pulling off what has happened. You see the checkmark of obtain agricultural commercial wagon, obtain keys to the sewers for exit strategy. You see switch scale guard patrols for that route, to have ones that are easily bribed, distracted in a tavern somewhere, such that there wasn't anyone on patrol. Like this various steps that essentially leads to this, that you are looking down, and I'm sure the other people have spoken about like what they got up to working with the Knights of the Compass Knights, are very clearly stages on the path that you all, or many of you, helped out with. And it talks specifically about acquiring the children, and then the steps after that of take them to the sanctuary. From there, blackmail will be issued. That kind of full-on messaging. The other thing you get is what reads to you as a blackmail letter, which reads, "To our holy heir, the future of the Imperial Throne sits in darkness, and will not see her blessed skies again until justice is served to those that condemned her people. The city has been stained by the actions of the Empire's black hand, and only equal recompense can save the souls of those left within it. Fear lingers, terror will rise, and with it a throne will topple. Dark skies are coming, a crown of night. Your family is lost and in need of a compass."
Guys, everything you did is going to get you killed.
Balrick, what was your athletics check?
19.
19. With a 19, you push your way through this cascade of water. At moments where you kind of lose your footing, but you manage to push through. As you push through to the other side, the kind of cascading of that waterfall and the dark sewage of it, you're essentially now in a completely lightless space. You're working on touch and sound alone at this point, as you begin to feel your way along to find the pipes that you thought you could find. You find over here a set of pipes that even with your long limbs, you could not turn all at once by yourself.
Great.
What are the rest of you
I don't
doing?
know what to do.
I'm trying to see if there's anything in here that mentions the sanctuary.
You flick through nothing intentional. Your immediate assessment is like a sanctuary is going to be critical information that they would have taken with them and not left behind.
Arquen, did they mention anything to do with the sanctuary at any point?
Not that I remember.
The stuff that you have found explains exactly what their plan was, and also gives us the blackmail letter that they plan on sending to the Imperial Prince.
Okay, what can we do with that
Unfortunately,
information?
Make sure it doesn't lead back to you lot, for a start.
Right.
Past that, right now, nothing. You'll need us to do more upstairs.
Does that mean we need to go back up, or are we continuing forward here? Do we have a direction? Do we know where we're going?
This information is not in here. This paperwork gives us nothing for the sewers. So we need to find what we can down here if we can. If not, I'll need to head back up.
Well, is there
But I
any
suggest
value in
we-
just you heading up, or because there's no point in us just traipsing around here blindly, surely?
I'm not saying we stay down here until we find something. I'm suggesting we spend some time searching here before, unless we get a solid lead, we go back up. We're here now. There's no point in us just calling it quits straight away.
Oh, I'm open to ideas. Balrick, where'd you go? What have you found?
I'm gonna shout back. Can someone strong come up and help me? I'm gonna try and turn the water off, but I need another pair of hands.
Certainly.
Hey, coming.
The two of us will join you. Derek, look after them. And he will jump into the water as well, and we'll need to make an athletics check. Ximori, I need you to make an athletics check to swim against the current. Arquen's okay.
I'm going to use a point of inspiration.
Okay.
That's better. Plus that is 24.
The cascading water is like pushing you against, and you're just like. At some points, you feel like your hands begin to almost feel webbed slightly as they adapt slightly, and you're just like pulling yourself along the stone under the water, pulling. You eventually both come to this large torrent of waterfall. The voice of Balrick coming from the other side. You both brace and push on through. Both of you have dark vision, so you can see Balrick standing there, kind of blind in the dark, up next to a series of valves, turn wheels, and the like, for a various like collection of smaller pipes and levers that all kind of feed up into various pipe works.
So, righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Hey, I can't see which ones I need to use. I can feel there's a big one right here,
yeah.
but I don't know if that actually leads on to anything.
Hang on. Can I try and figure out the pipes?
Make me an intelligence check. Arquen will help.
Oh dear. Thank you. Thank you, Arquen.
Wherever you are, Hugh. Cheers.
That is 16 minus 1, 15.
15. You take a look around and you're like, I think if we turn that one and then those two simultaneously, that should shut off most of the water heading into the broken one that's forming the waterfall. I think.
Got it. Balrick, and I'll move your hand onto a lever. Arquen, you take that wheel. I'll take this
Lovely.
wheel. On 3, all together. 1, 2, 3.
I would like you both to make me strength checks to turn the wheels, as Arquen will as well.
I will use an inspiration on that.
Okay.
Better.
21.
21.
14.
14, 21 from Arquen. You all successfully Unfortunately, Balrick, with your like little blind, you're unsure like exactly kind of what leverage to be pulling, and you're a little late on pulling yours compared to the other two. So the two of you release a bunch of pressure. You suddenly hear the waterfall behind you just get a lot louder as a torrent of water is released, as the pressure is released. I need everyone else further down to make a strength saving throw.
Brace.
As then, the moment after that, Balrick, you get your lever chunk, and then there is a slamming of iron, and that cascade suddenly stops. As essentially, there is now the horses of Bruinen just cascading down this place before dead water behind. Just a tidal wave coming down. I do need you to roll a strength save for Deck as well.
Oh no, it's a Punami!
No, don't say that.
And Dirk, because Dirk was told to protect the others, can he throw himself in the way to try and give them all advantage?
Do you have a
Or
point of
disadvantage
inspiration to
himself?
spend on Deck?
Yeah.
Then yes.
Thank you very much, because I rolled a 1.
So Derek will take disadvantage, everyone else will have advantage.
Good, because I had a 1.
I still have the -2, don't I?
Yes.
Not to... yes, to saves. Yes. Because
But it's all D20 rolls.
Yeah.
Dirk got a 16.
Ooh, strong boy.
So.
Aderyn?
Oh no, Aderyn.
13?
13, okay. Lesley?
It's a dirty 20. Can I take disadvantage?
It's a very dirty 20.
She already had advantage.
Aderyn roll. Yeah.
I've never
Tauri?
seen a 20 this dirty.
With a +0, 18.
18. So Tauri, you're about to like get blown away, and then like Deck whips his tail around and just catches you, and you're like clinging off a tail as you just hold on to Deck. Deck, unfortunately, in the act of trying to save Tauri, is unable to actively affect Aderyn. And Aderyn, as you're like holding on to one of the scales, like on Deck's side, your grip just slips in the water and you go tumbling backwards through the water. You are lost, disoriented, choking on water. I need you to make a Constitution save.
$24.
24. The gimp mask is working strongly for you, along with all your prestidigitation. You avoid consuming a mouthful of the water as you're tumbling ass over tea kettle through the water. What do you want to do as you're heading downstream at a rate of knots?
The best one to get lost, I think, downstream.
Really?
Yep, because
the rest of us can probably fight our way upstream.
I don't know about in this water.
Don't suppose slow works on water.
Oh.
You could certainly try. Don't you have Misty Step?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'm panicking, guys. I'm in a sea of poop.
I feel like we've had this conversation like 3 or 4 times where Aderyn goes, can I do this spell?
Oh, wait, I can teleport.
Misty Step. I will Misty Step onto a platform, please.
You Misty Step up onto the platform on the other side of the Punami. Catch your breath, drenched, soaked through, hair matted with bits and stuff all caked in it all over your clothes as the waterfall stops moving. The massive amount of water flowing through this space decreased, and you can see the other 3 of them with as Tauri, you bring up the torch after being pulled like kept there by Deck. You can see the 3 of them over by the valves in the far distance. Balrick, you can now see Aderyn in a bad state.
I'm gonna start obsessively prestidigitationing myself, like in a bit of a panic, just like constantly like looks at herself, no, again, no, again, like in a really obsessive way.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the big boys will return.
Sorry, I might have got the levers wrong.
No, I think that was on me. I think I was a little bit late. I didn't. I was trying to. Well, no visual cues, you know. Sorry, Aderyn, you're right.
Just I don't know if I'm clean enough, and are any of you not clean? I can.
Do you want to go back up? You can go back up.
No, then who will clean you, and then one of you will die.
We'll be fine.
No,
We
no,
need-
no, you won't though, because people can die of disease, Balrick. People die of disease all the time.
Alright, we can clean at the end. Alright?
And in the meantime, you get infected, and then you get a disease, and then you slowly get ill, and then you slowly wither away, and then you die.
I'm a tough boy. I can survive a little bit of dirt for a bit.
Don't know if I can get diseases anymore.
There's that too. I don't think Arquen can either.
Are you
Too
sure?
much good, too much evil.
I'm
Evil's a
actually
strong
relatively
word.
well, and I believe with the power of this blessings that I have, I believe I can cure any one of us if we do get ill in an instance. So I believe we'll be fine. Do you want me to, just in case I can, just ensure
Yes,
that you're
please.
okay? Arquen will spend 5 points of lay on hands to cure a disease or a poison in Aderyn. It essentially comes over as like just it's full on placebo effect. You're not actually poisoned, but it does like give you some peace of mind as this like soft green verdant like spring light and the smell of like fresh flowers kind of wafts into your nostrils in that moment and just helps calm your nerves slightly.
If anyone does get a disease as well, if I can find the right ingredients overnight, I can cure one in the morning. I think
Actually, while we're down here, hang on.
we've got people who can deal with the diseases.
To be
Right.
I'm just going to sort of reach into a pocket and take out my tin, unscrew it. Now, this is a trick we used to use back in the agricultural days. So, open up and take my greasy insect repellent.
Mm-hmm.
So, right, hold out your hands. I'll just sort of just coat your hands in this sort of layer of grease.
I like that someone's got a cleanliness issue, so you're like, I know what'll fix this. Greasy hands.
Well, you see, it acts like a barrier, right? Because, like, when I was, like, picking corn in, like, winter months, and it was very bad corn, to be fair. It didn't grow all that well. But, the guy thought it would grow well and thought he'd make, like, winter corn. Complete fucking moron. Anyway, I mean, that stuff was cold, and, like, the kernels would, like, burst, and your hands would get all, like, cold, and you get little, like, spots of, like, really cold skin. So we used to put this stuff over our hands. And I basically was trying to talk Aderyn down.
Thank you. I don't want any of us to die like my mom. It wasn't pretty.
Oh.
It wasn't nice.
Oh, that's why you're so about it. I see. Well, sorry you went through that, but I don't know if I can be ill anymore, so I'm probably fine.
Okay.
Don't have to worry about me.
Okay.
I mean, Arquen, I think, is made of wood, so
Yeah, he's
don't
from a
think he can
music
deal.
box.
yeah. I mean, Balrick is sort of like a stony kind of person. If Lesley has any diseases, I think there's potentially like so many they can't get through the door. They're all just like competing. Leslie's sort of in stasis. And Tauri, I think she'd just ignore a disease until it destroyed itself out of just being sad. So we're probably okay.
Thank you,
She
Ximori.
just insulted to death.
That helps.
Arquen at this point shouts from where he's just like, "Hey guys, I think I found something. There seems to be like pitons in the wall around here."
Oh. Right. You good? You good? Right. Let's go find some kids.
Okay.
As you head round, you can now see with the water level having reduced now to kind of like knee or thigh height for most of you. Balrick, it's below your knees. It's a bit more traversal. You can see like the actual pathways that the sewer workers would use to wander around here. You assume that they always get wet, but like there's ropes and handholds everywhere. What Arquen has found is perhaps intriguing is the fact there's a place where the pitons are still in the side of the sewers, but the ropes have been cut and taken away, almost preventing anyone from using this route. Balrick, or anyone, but at least Balrick, make a perception check.
1.
7.
I think I'm in a sewer.
13.
13. You kind of look ahead, and like you're not entirely sure like what is ahead, but the tunnel is ahead, leading away from the shoreline. What do you want to do?
I think we follow this path, right?
It's a place
Clearly
we can
someone's
go
gone this
down.
way.
Makes
So,
sense to go
if
down
we
here
think
for a
that...
while.
Do you want me to go first in case something explodes or injures people?
I think we put you at the front, Arquen at the back, Aderyn third, and that way we've got people who can see.
I think it's nice to have Arquen in the middle because of the, you know.
You're all right.
That means then we
It
either
just
have
feels
to have...
nice. It just feels
Then-
nice to have Arquen around.
I don't disagree, but there are only 3 people who can see in the dark if something were to happen.
And to be fair, Balrick, you should probably be up the front with probably a light so you can like see stuff just in case
That's
me
what I was
walking
thinking.
into a trap doesn't
I'll-
trigger it.
How about Ximori goes at the back and I'll go at the front with the light instead?
But what if there's a trap that you don't see and it explodes?
I'm tough.
The light doesn't keep us being stealthy, though.
I don't think the aim is stealth at the moment, it's to find out a way.
Oh, actually. Sorry, ignore that part being in character. This is the balance in character. Guys, is anyone else a bit creeped out by the tunnels?
Obviously.
Yeah, I just kind of feel... I don't know, like... Physically, I feel fine, but I'm just kind of... And... For those of you who can see in the darkness, and actually it's even probably more obvious for those with the lantern, around Ximori, the shadows sort of pull inwards and, like, coalesce around... Basically, the world becomes a lot darker around Ximori, as I'm going to use my Shadows of the Abyss, Gethin.
Okay.
I can summon shadows to cloak my form, covering an area of magical dim light within 10 feet of me for up to 10 minutes. We have advantage on stealth checks while we're here. But basically, the light is now visible, but we are stealthier at the front.
Okay. Balrick, are you leading?
Alright, I'll lead.
As
Or
you
follow behind.
progress forward, striding fearlessly into the dark, I need you to make a dexterity save.
But, you know, to an amount, there is a fair amount of, like, distant screaming and, like, snarling noises in the darkness.
I was hoping that my higher perception would help. My dex saves are good though. That is a 18.
18, combined with your kind of passive perception, as you begin to walk off where these ropes have been cut, you go to step out and you suddenly look down where your light is cascading and it's giving a weird look in the water. As you can see, this water is moving fast enough to not be disturbed by it. There is a 5-foot, 3-foot wide crack in the sewer that just leads down into darkness below, that you very nearly just put your foot in and would have gone cascading through. You suddenly, like, just stop yourself stepping and are like, that's why the ropes are cut. That's why the ropes are here.
Alright, what should be here is a gap. Is it smaller? Like
It's small enough for you to cross once you know it's there. It's just one of those things that like, if you didn't spot it, you'd have been gone.
What should be here? Everyone make sure you've got someone's hand. There's a gap.
It's
I'll
all
carefully step over it.
all easy
We
enough.
can't hold Aderyn's hand, it's covered in grease.
That's a good point. Aderyn, roll a dexterity save. I'm joking.
It would be a
Oh no, my dice.
4. Aderyn falls down the sewers and is gone forever. Roll another game. You all cross the crevasse and head deeper into the sewers. The sound of rushing water cascading all around you in a deafening cacophony alongside the cackling laughter and snarling sounds echoing from the shadows that now wreath your passage through the sewers. As you begin walking further in, not really with a heading in mind, only with an idea to keep walking forward until hopefully you figure something out. But I think there is a decent place for us to stop as the camera slowly fades to black, only lit by the thin beam of torchlight from your ever-bright lantern. We will continue telling this story next time in another chapter. But until then, see you later.